Yeah, they knew it was gonna rain. They know it's gonna rain all week. Why would you choose all of a sudden to kick us out in the rain?
Yeah.
They threatened the people that help us out here, CT. They threatened to shut them down because they let us go over there and shower. I mean, they threatened the people that come here and feed us. Some people can't move down here. Some people are literally that, disabled. Because this is all they know, because they're scared to come up. So now what? You kick us all out of here. People that are not used to the street. Now what if one of these people died tonight? Man, we had to drag a man, died up here. He died, called the ambulance, dude. They did not want to come down here. Pissed the shit himself in the front door, dog. We had to carry him half dead by his legs up this hill. And when they put him in the ambulance, you know, there were no lights, no sirens, no nothing. They waited here, rode off, ran along before they rolled off. Sister Nelson dead, yeah, knew he was dead. Dead before he got to the truck. They don't care. Because if they did, they would be down here helping do something about it instead of putting us back on the streets. It's fucked up because we work as hard as they do. I mean, we have issues we deal with. Some of us can't go out there and get on our feet and do shit. You know? I'm 25 years old. I'm probably one of the youngest down here. Whoa. You feel me? I've dealt with homeless all my life. It's not that I'm comfortable to it, it's what I know. And it's fucked up because you got a lot of people who say these are fucking fucked up people, they're bums, they're not. If you really look at it, my nigga, these people down here are the people that stand tall. These are the people that stand. These are the last ones that will be standing.
How does an engineer end up in the jungle?
Well, if you depend on manufacturing for your work and all the manufacturers leave the country, there goes your work. I had my own business and I ended up going bankrupt because of that. What a lot of people don't realize is they're 1 or 2 paychecks away from being homeless themselves. And with the price of housing in this valley going up as it is, very easily you could fall into this trap where you become homeless. It's not something that most people really consider. But if you look around, you see a lot of people that have lost their homes to foreclosures. They've lost their jobs because of illnesses, or they've lost their jobs because of, like in my case, everything moved away. And I can't do my trade. I can't practice my trade simply because it doesn't exist anymore.
Because we just want to live just like anybody else, dog. And it's like, where are you going to put us now? Where are we going to go? So when we're sleeping in somebody's yard or somebody's house, in the parking lot or something, what, you're going to take them to jail?
You still have a huge number of people here. And what has happened also is as they continue to house people, new people hear about that and they say, oh, you want to get housing? Go to the jungle. So as a consequence, this jungle never empties. Okay, until tomorrow.
Money's not everything, guys. We're thankful to be alive. Every day we wake up. We don't care about money down here. We recycle out our own dumpsters.
What's going to end up happening tomorrow is that these people will truly be homeless. And that's a real crime here. This is perhaps the end of this particular land and this particular camp, but it's not the end of the people. It's not the end of the cause. It's not the end of the system. This thing is going to continue.
We don't do that. We sleep with our kids. We wake up every morning, we smile, but now we can't smile because look, families, it just tore our whole family apart. Right here in the creek.
Power. Thank you. Holy shit.
It's right there. It's coming back right now.
It's day around 8 o'clock. The city, in conjunction with the Santa Clara Water District, is going to come through and basically do what is known as a sweep, and that is basically clear the residents of the encampment out in order to clean the encampment. The difference between this sweep and other ones is this encampment won't be able to come back and be inhabited by the residents who are being evicted, for lack of a better word.
What's the mood like today?
It's frantically somber is a good word for it. I mean, it's been raining for the past few days, so the residents naturally assume that because of the inclement weather and not being able to, have the ability to get up, prepare all their things to leave, they thought they would get a reprieve, which is normal, but what you see is the police have already started to make their presence known with the barricades and things of that nature. And that right there kind of scares the residents.
Get me off the street. Get my life off of the street.
You listen to the city come down here and say that, oh, we'll be here tomorrow to help people pack stuff and move stuff and store stuff. But it seems the police got here. That right there starts everything off on a false footing. It's just logistically wrong on the city and its contractors. Those are the things that aren't taken in consideration when people do these kind of things.
My name is Toy Larks, Scott, and I've been here for about 14 months now.
How did you become homeless?
I got a divorce. I was married to a millionaire. I was a millionaire's wife. I lived that life. I still worked, took care of my own. I never seen a bill. I forgot what paying bills was like. I've traveled, done it all. Owned a home, got a 20-year-old son. Anybody can end up here.
What do you think's the most misunderstood part about the jungle?
It's violent.
That it's violent and the trash.
They think it's dangerous.
This is our neighborhood.
This is what we do.
It's trashy and look at it.
Yeah.
This is our life.
This is the community.
And this is my family.
Yep, everybody here, we all know each other. Say good hi.
We may not like each other, but
we have disputes, but we
this is our house.
The city's talking about they've reserved shelter beds for people, but if you look at it, if these people were comfortable staying in a shelter, they'd have already tried to avail themselves. Our social service system in this particular county is kind of out of touch with its residents. And some of these places, like family and women's shelters, they're full all year round. And the county and the city still can't meet the needs of its most vulnerable residents.
I need to get back on my feet. I need to get out of this. I'm tired already. I'm tired already of all this. All I want to do is sleep. I don't want to be outside for anything. Like right now, I I wasn't going to get up. I got up because I was hungry. That's pretty much the only reason I woke up. We're in this, I guess you would say the community that we've chosen to call it the community, not the jungle.
These people moved here after the jungle closed, and Saturday they were served with a notice again by park rangers that they had 72 hours to vacate this place. We've had a community meeting today to explain to them the options of different campsites that we've spotted out and the pros and cons of each one, and to empower them to be able to make the decision for themselves as to where they want to go. Basically, what we're trying to do is try to organize this group and keep them together so that we can formulate an issue that we can present to our civic leaders in the hopes of getting them to realize that the homeless issue in this city is more catastrophic than they would want to believe.
We went to the jungle that morning, 6 a.m. You were out there, right?
Yes.
What was that like, man? What were those 24 hours, 48 hours, 72 hours?
I didn't stay there. I was just passing by. I saw a woman in the bus stop with her 2 kids and her belongings, and she was crying. And I heard a bunch of youngsters in the back making fun of her. The bus driver got out, handed her $5, all she had. When I reached my pocket, I got 14 on that day. I got her 10 and $4. I chose to give her the $4. I don't know this woman, but I did, out of the kindness of my heart. I'm telling you, there's a lot of kind people out here. I gave her $4, and she's crying even harder. I'm like, damn, I didn't make her, I don't want to make her cry harder. I tried to, get the kids some donuts or something. She sent her son up to me, and the look on his face reminded me of who I am now. I have not progressed, not one iota. However, I do have love in my heart, and we do have love in our hearts. We're not dogs, just live like dogs. My point is this, that we are not doing anything except surviving. It kind of hurts quite a bit. Not only monetarily are we being affected, but how do you explain to your wife or to your daughter or your son? It hurts.
I had gotten married and we separated. Here I'm trying to pay for a mortgage and, having a business going, and working to make sure that bills are being met. They foreclosed the home. I had the stroke about 11 and a half months ago. I was told by the doctor, my body blew up. They had to pump out 65 pounds of fluid out of my body, right? So after being there 15 days, another doctor came up and says, well, you can leave now or in the morning. I said, okay. I go, well, what happened? I'm still not clear on what had happened. He goes, well, you're going to die. You should have been, straight up,
But it really kind of gets muddled politically wise because there's not like that much will. I mean, even those who are in that field of providing case management and no, we don't believe in, tent cities. We'd rather have everyone housed. Well, as we've seen with, housing measures that have gone across the city council's desk, that reality is very far off.
Because the choices that I made, stuff that I did, my parents had to legally adopt my 2 younger sons. I miss them so much that if I had the opportunity or a choice to say if I could get a ticket to go out there, I would fly out there in a heartbeat. I want to go home to my kids because my mom's the one that's there cooking for them and ironing their school uniforms. They're doing shit that the mom has to do. My mom's doing it and I don't like it. My daughter just graduated as a cosmetologist. And instead of me being there for her graduation ceremony, it was my mom and my dad. They were the ones that took the pictures with her, not me. But I got lucky when she came to visit me 3 months. She was here for 3.5 months. She did mommy's birthday makeover. It was good. It was a fun time because I think our bond got stronger as mother and daughter. She's been emailing me and Facebooking me. She tells me, she goes, why haven't you gotten a place to live yet? I heard what happened at the jungle. They kicked you guys out. When I'm reading my Facebook, I go, damn, you're on top of the news more than I am. She goes, Mom, no, Sasa. She goes, it's because I care what happens to you.
If you could have one thing for your birthday, what would you have asked for?
To see my daughter. Nothing else. Just to see my daughter.
When was the last time you saw her?
About 2 years ago.
How was that moment?
Traumatizing.
Yeah.
Yeah, because of the fact that I hadn't seen her for another 2 years, and she cried, and I cried, and I gave her dad, took her out to lunch. Look, we ain't got nothing out here. I got $147 a month, all right, and $200 food stamps. Now, how do I work this without being embarrassed in front of my daughter? I had to sell my food stamps. All right, so there I got $300. Okay, cool. There's my daughter, and I flooded pants. I'm doing the best I can. Let's go to lunch. Let's go to a movie. Daddy-daughter date. Best I can do. You know how much it hurt me when she got on the train and left? How humiliating that is? Because of what? We are being... The homeless, we're now not human. We're just a scourge. That's how I feel.
So the city really needs to give a full good faith effort into finding a parcel of land that they could develop into a legalized campground. We have more homeless people in this county than we have emergency shelter beds for. Even if these places were maxed to capacity, there would still be half the homeless population that wouldn't be able to get in.
So some oatmeal?
Medium fiber. Yeah, I'm gonna put oatmeal, a little bit of Cheerios, and a bran muffin.
Secret recipe.
This morning I took my third shower and the water is almost clear that comes out. You know, from cleaning.
Yeah.
And you know, it feels a lot better.
At 6 a.m. when we got there, we had no clue. We were hearing just like, it was darkness and there's commotion down there. But all I was thinking in my head is, how are folks even managing to see in this darkness?
You just get used to it.
Just get used to it. Were you scrambling or did you already have a plan?
I actually left everything I had there because the person that I thought that had my back and stuff and was my partner, I thought we had something, and he kind of left the day before. So I kind of just like left everything behind, didn't really want to have to worry about loading everything up, and I was just ready to start new, so I kind of just left everything there.
It was so it was heartbreaking to me leaving the jungle for so many years. And like Heather stated, you know, I made my own little home there too. And I met a lot of wonderful people here, which are to me family, their family also. And quite a few friends of mine that I met, I consider them family. They have perished from being out here in the cold. But other than that, this being in the motel for these few days we've been here, it's a nice bed, warm blankets, TV. I was forgetting what TV was all about.
The support, I don't really have any family or anything. So, I mean, I do, but my parents use, and they live in their car, and they're selfish, and they don't care about anybody but themselves, you know? And so I kind of like have to fend for myself, you know?
The illness I got her, they couldn't pinpoint what I had. I couldn't stand or walk at all. And I'm a survivor also, which I'm 63, I'll be 64 pretty soon. And I've learned how to get adjusted to living out in the streets.
The day that we were brought here to the motel, I think it was one of the worst days I had on the streets. It was just terrible. It was pouring rain. When she came to pick me up, I was soaked. I had just fell in the creek. I had all these poison oak trying to get through all the bushes and stuff, and I had no flashlight. And it was getting dark, and I was getting scared, and it was just pouring rain, and I had to go up this hill, and I was like, this has got to be the worst day I've ever had out here on the streets. And when I came here, I was like so grateful that I was warm, that I was not having to walk anywhere. My feet have blisters all over them. Ever since we got kicked out of the jungle, I've just been walking.
One of my nieces took her over to the jungle before we got removed from there. I was so happy to see her because I hadn't seen her in almost 2 years, remember there? And when my niece brought her down, I didn't think she was going to react the way she did towards me being in the jungle at the time. And I said, "Hi, Mom, how you doing?" I gave her a hug and a kiss on the cheek. She started crying. I said, "What's wrong, Mother? Why are you crying?" She said, "What are you doing over here?" You know, because we've always been indoors. She said, you know, and it hurt her to see me like that, being out there in the jungle. I told her, "Mother, I've been out for us, you know. This is like home to me." Just hurt her a great deal. She couldn't see me out there because of my physical issues too. And I told her, "I'm okay, Mom. I'm okay, Mother. Don't worry. I've been through worse."
in our notice that we passed out to them the first day that we came, we told them we will not trespass on their property. It would be quiet just before 10 o'clock.
When did the eviction notices come?
They gave them to us today. They were kind of cool when they did it because they didn't act like asses like when they first came out here because they were rude. And when they did the sweep of the jungle, I lost everything. Down to the backpack that had my kids' kindergarten graduation pictures, I lost it all. So nobody can tell me they feel what I did. I cried when I saw them dumping my backpacks in the garbage. That's where I said, now you know what, this is it. I'll put my foot down right here and then, that's it. I'm not gonna go through this no more. I got my job back, that's part of the process for me to be able to get out of here.
They wait for one person to be in the campsite alone. Then they start all this crap. So I actually told them, you can't do that. Be tearing up the tents. And I'm the only one here on this campsite. I can't get everything up and out of here.
I mean, it's hard.
A little later.
We're all trying to get ahead in life and trying to do things right, but with stuff like this, when it happens, it tears us down.
But I want you to know, this is not by mistake, this is by design. This city does this by design. You know that? Right on. Look at the vacant buildings, drive up and down, look how many vacant buildings there are. You can't open up a building? You can't open up a building when you got people dying? You can't do that? But y'all just built whatever stadium or built this monstrosity of a city hall. You can't open a building for the homeless? This is not a solution to criminalize the poor and to sweep them from place to place. If that's what you believe about the homeless, that they're the enemy, you're going to sweep them away. And if they bring down property values, which are, the developers in this city, that's their milk and honey. So poor people in this city are looked upon as enemies of the city. See? And that's why they keep sweeping them. I've been through so much with this city, I don't believe in this city anymore. I've seen what they do, but Martin Luther King peeped this before he died. He said there's something wrong in America. Yeah. There's some people, here's what he said. Listen to this. He said there's people living on an island of poverty in an ocean of prosperity. That's what's happening here. This is a little island, the jungle of extreme poverty in an ocean of prosperity, where there's so much money, it's unimaginable that anybody would be without food or without shelter or without health care or without their basic rights. My eyes do not deceive me. And there's nobody on the earth that chooses to be homeless. Kill that before it gets in your head. There's no one on this earth that chooses to live in those conditions. If you've seen it, like I've seen it, and you've been around it, no one in their right mind would ever choose to be homeless. So when the city and people get on TV and say, these people they're just living the way they want to live, that ain't the way anybody wants to live.
Are you saying that they've been unsuccessful in finding permanent housing?
Well, there is no affordable housing here. At the time when the jungle closed, they had 200 housing vouchers, and they were only able to house 144 people. So until they start doing something to increase the stock of housing, or they do something to get landlords more willing to accept vouchers, there's no way that there's going to be enough housing for everyone.